You tithe every single month, and you are still broke. Not a little short, not occasionally tight, broke in a way that embarrasses you because you thought obedience was supposed to fix this. You have the receipt, God has the 10%, and your account still makes you look away. Stay with me through level 7, because what you are missing is not faith, it is something nobody ever told you about how this system actually works. Level 1, the frightened giver. You are sitting in the 3rd row. The offering basket is moving toward you like a deadline you cannot escape. Your hand goes into your pocket, not because you want to give, not because joy is driving you, but because something in your chest tightens at the thought of what happens if you don't. You have heard Malachi 3:10 so many times, it lives in your bones now. Bring the whole tithe, and I will open the windows of heaven. But you have heard the other half too, the part about the devourer. And that is the part that actually moves your hand. You are not giving to God, you are paying a tax to avoid a curse. You tithe 10% and then hold the 90 so tightly your knuckles go white, counting and recounting, making sure nothing slips. Because if God does not come through this month, you do not know what you will do. You have skipped tithing before, once, maybe twice, and you spent that entire month waiting for something bad to happen. When the car made a noise, you thought, that is it. That is the devourer. When the bill came in higher than expected, you whispered, sorry, under your breath, like a child who broke something. That is not faith. That is survival religion. And survival religion will keep you at level 1 for the rest of your life, unless something cracks open. Level 2, the mechanical giver. You set up the automatic transfer, 10%, first of every month, before anything else leaves the account. You are proud of that discipline. You should be. Most people never get here. But watch what happens on the inside. You process the transfer the same way you pay your electricity bill. Scheduled, confirmed, done, move on. You sit in church on Sunday, and when the pastor talks about the joy of giving, you nod slowly. But inside, something is quiet. Not peaceful quiet, empty quiet. Romans 12:8 says, let the one who gives do it with cheerfulness. You give with a spreadsheet. You have made tithing a transaction between you and God. 10% in, blessing out. That is the deal. So you wait. Month 1, nothing shifts. Month 4, still the same. Month 8, you are doing the math in a way that frightens you. You have given X amount this year alone, and your bank account looks almost identical to where it was 12 months ago. You do not say this out loud. Not to your pastor, not to your spouse, not even fully to yourself. But the question is there, living just below the surface of every offering you have ever given. Is this even real? That question is not doubt. That question is a door. And level 3 is what happens when you finally walk through it. Level 3, the doubting giver. It is 2 in the morning. You have been tithing faithfully for longer than you want to admit, and you are Googling whether any of it is real. Not because you have lost your faith, because your faith is in conflict with your bank statement, and your bank statement is winning the argument tonight. You have done everything right. You tithe first, you attend faithfully. You have claimed Malachi 3:10 out loud over your finances more times than you can count. You have heard the testimonies. Brother James got a promotion the week after he started tithing. Sister Grace's business exploded after she gave her biggest offering. You clapped for them. You believed for yourself. But your promotion has not come. Your business is still grinding. Your account still sends you that quiet panic every time you check it. Hebrews 11:6 says God rewards those who seek him, not those who pay him. Seek him. And here is the jewel buried in that verse that most Christians walk past every single time. Tithing without seeking is just a subscription. You have been paying into a system you never fully understood, hoping the output would be automatic. Because nobody sat you down and explained what tithing is actually designed to do. You tithe on Sunday, and then Monday morning you make financial decisions as if God is not involved. No budget, no plan, no financial wisdom applied. Just the tithe and then hope. And here is the confession that will make someone pause this video right now. You have used tithing as a reason not to budget. Because if God is supposed to open the windows of heaven, why do you need a spreadsheet? Drop "that's me" in the comments if that landed somewhere real. Levels 1 to 3 showed you the diagnosis. Levels 4 to 7, that is where the jewels are buried. So do not go anywhere. Because what shifts at level 4 is the thing that changes everything after it. Level 4, the awakened giver. Something cracks open. You are reading Malachi 3:10 for what feels like the 100th time. And this time, you stop at a word you always skipped. Test me in this. Test. The Hebrew word is bahan. It means to examine, to prove through experience, to put something under pressure and see what it is made of. God did not say, "Trust me blindly." He said, "Test me." He was inviting you into a laboratory, not a lottery. And something else unlocks. You realize that tithing was never designed to replace your wisdom. It was designed to sanctify it. The tithe opens the door, but you still have to walk through it with a plan. So for the first time, you sit down with your finances the way Joseph sat down with Egypt's grain supply. Counting, categorizing, planning for seasons you have not seen yet. You make a budget, not because you do not trust God, because you finally understand that God gave you a mind and a Bible full of strategy, and He expects you to use both. You start noticing things you never noticed before, expenses that disappeared without explanation, a bill that was lower than it should have been, an opportunity that found you without you looking. The blessing was never missing. You just had no framework to recognize it when it arrived. Level 4 does not make you rich, it makes you awake. And an awake Christian with a tithe and a plan is more dangerous than you have ever been before. Level 5, the strategic giver. You discovered something most tithers never find. The tithe and the plan are not opposites. They are partners. Proverbs 21:5 sits in your Bible like it has been waiting for you your entire life. The plans of the diligent lead surely to abundance. Diligent, not just faithful, diligent. You tithe and you budget. You tithe and you invest. You tithe and you build an emergency fund so that the next crisis does not feel like a spiritual attack. You stop waiting for a miracle to replace your strategy. You start treating your miracle as the open door and your strategy as the feet that walk through it. And the numbers begin to move. Not dramatically at first, quietly, the way seeds move before anything breaks the surface. You pay off one debt, then another. You open an investment account with an amount so small it almost embarrasses you, but you open it. People around you call it luck, a season of favor. You know it is not luck. You know it is what happens when a believer finally stops choosing between faith and wisdom and starts using both the way God always intended. Level 5 is not the destination, but it is the first time the destination feels real.
Level 6, the overflowing giver. You are not tithing from your salary anymore. You tithe from your investments and your side income and your investment returns and the business you built on the side that is now growing faster than your job. The 10% did not shrink you. It expanded you because you stopped treating it like a ceiling and started treating it like a foundation. Luke 6:38 is not a hope anymore. It is a pattern you have watched repeat in your own life enough times to call it reliable. Pressed down, shaken together, running over. You have watched God bring increase through doors you never knocked on. A client who found you. An idea that arrived at exactly the right moment. A connection made in a room you almost did not walk into. Favor you did not manufacture. Opportunity you did not chase. And the thing that shocks you most at level 6? You enjoy giving now. Not the relief of level 1. Not the duty of level 2. Not the confusion of level 3. Actual joy. The kind that makes you give beyond 10%, not because you have to, but because generosity has stopped feeling like loss and started feeling like power. Like you finally understand what you are connected to. But level 7 is where you stop thinking about your own financial life altogether. Level 7, the kingdom giver. This level is not about 10% anymore. The tithe is automatic here, like breathing. You do not think about it the way you do not think about your heartbeat. It just goes. Because you are too focused on what you are doing with the other 90. Proverbs 13:22 says, "A good man leaves an inheritance for his children's children." Not just his children, his children's children. 2 generations forward, God was always thinking in bloodlines while you were thinking in months. At level 7, you are not asking God to bless your finances anymore. You are asking God what He wants to fund through your finances. The question has completely changed. Your tithe helped break a poverty pattern that ran in your family before you were born. Your investments are paying for a child's education in a village you have never visited. Your business employs people who would otherwise have nothing. Your giving funds a mission that carries the gospel to a place where no church has reached yet. You did not build wealth to be wealthy. You built it because you finally understood that God was never trying to make you comfortable. He was trying to make you a distribution center, a carrier of kingdom resources, a jewel cut and polished through every level of struggle, now positioned to catch light and throw it into the darkest places. This is what Malachi 3:10 was always pointing toward. Not your comfort, not your car, not your house. A kingdom so funded, so powerful, so unstoppable that the windows of heaven stay open not for you alone, but for everyone your obedience touches. You came into this video frustrated with God, or frustrated with yourself, or both. Now you know which level has been holding you and exactly what it is going to take to move. Your challenge this week: one thing. Sit down with your finances the way Joseph sat with Egypt's grain. Count what you have, make one plan, and tithe first. If this video buried a jewel in your spirit, subscribe to Bible Jewels of Wealth. Every week, we decode what God already hid in Scripture for people exactly like you. Next week, we go through every level of the Christian who works harder than anyone but can never seem to get ahead. That one will hurt, and then it will heal. Do not miss it.